All right, this is off the cuff. I'm just hitting record because I want to talk about this recently for two things. One, a little while ago, I had got in a message or private DM from someone in the Map family, and they are keeping up with this Chris Hansen, the dude from, oh my God, what was it called? Where he caught predators and shit. Damn, Hansen versus Predators, something like that. So this dude, he has his own little personal investigation against a YouTuber named Onision, who I don't know all the details. I'm not like involved into it, but a member of the Map family was mentioning some certain things, and the way it kind of sounded was they had some info, or maybe they pulled some info based off of what's going on, meaning it's leading to something that's going to be really big, that's going to break in 2020. And it's essentially going to be like, oh, YouTube, or it could possibly come down to YouTube allowed this thing with Onision, who's a predator, and yada, yada, yada. Now, I've looked into some of it. I watched a couple just so, my curiosity was piqued at first. So I watched a couple of Chris Hansen sitting down with some alleged victims or whatever it's called. And yeah, there's some definitely twisted shit. I'm not a fan of this Onision guy. I guess his name is Greg. I'm not a fan whatsoever. But just hearing that he brought some like little girl to his house and they, bro, I'm laughing, but it's so like deranged. They like adopted her and then they waited till she was of age and just like had orgies. It's like, wait a minute, what? Is this was this like modern day Manson family? It's like some cult shit. It really is. When you hear them, it sounds like that. Now, hey, if it's wrong and this is all a mistake, then speak up, homie. I'll answer your door or something. But I'm kind of jumping all around because this is all new to me. I'm not really familiar. I mean, being on YouTube, I've heard of this Onision guy, but he really seemed like somebody who was just starving for attention and would do like really weird things to go viral. He has like a banana song. You guys know. I just thought he was a bit touched, but just essentially just like weird and whatever. But it seems like, he definitely, and here's where it gets iffy because if he didn't break any laws, what do you want YouTube to do? And this is where I strongly disagree with Chris Hansen and everyone else who's going to attacking YouTube and telling YouTube to take the Onision guy. Listen, unless you know something I don't, where you have proof that he's using the platform to abuse it in a way that's substantial, listen, swindling some little girl to come live with you, that's on her parents, not YouTube. Straight up and down. I don't know who you're trying to bluff. That's on her parents or family, the guardian situation. I mean, maybe cops should go and investigate that shit. That's not up to YouTube. YouTube's not here to babysit us and police us. That's not what they're here for at all. Same thing with the Daddy 5 situation way back that I talked about. That was legit. Here's abuse of children, and it's on your platform. And they stepped in. Onision's doing it off the platform, even utilizing the platform. YouTube's hands are tied. Chris Hansen, shut up with that shit. Leave YouTube out of it. It's not their responsibility. Other than that, go at him, because from what little bit I hear, this Onision guy is a fucking creep, to the nth degree. This dude legit brought a little girl, again, allegedly, I don't know how that works, from the interviews, the people claim and confirm he brought a little girl to his house that was like 15 or 16. I don't care if it was 17, and just kind of waited, and she's 18 and he just smashed. It's like, bro, you knew the entire time. Don't play around. You knew the entire time I'm going to smash that as soon as she's of age. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what anyone says whatsoever. That was straight up and down his goal. Yeah, does that make him morally touched? I would say quite a bit, because again, I think she was younger. And then there's all that, like him just being a terrible person. And for me, I'm harsh when it comes to that. If you're with someone and they're an ass and you stick around, you share part blame. straight up and down. I don't want to hear, unless they, duct taped you, kidnapped you, whatever. If it's a certain situation where they had, I don't know, as an example, they took all your funds and they made it almost impossible and physically, and okay, now we're talking a little different. But if you could just walk out the door and you're just emotionally beaten and connected with, and again, psychologically, I'm sorry, but I'm rough when it comes to that. It's a life lesson for us all. I've been through the ringer as well, too, and I don't look back and go, oh, man, those females, they really did a number on me. Yeah, they did, but in the same strength, that's a learning lesson, baby. It made me what I am today when it came to certain aspects of my life, and I keep it moving. I'm not going to go, ooh, boo, hoo, hoo, these females were, lying and scandalous and whatever. It is what it is. So I do expect people to share blame. Anyhow, so I don't know how I was rambling. I hope this is just going to come off as like us talking. I hope it gets like 200 views, and then it's just like us and the Matt family. I'll put it on my personal channel, and we're just kind of laughing about this one moment, because I don't know what it was, but this tickled, this tickled something, because I was busting my guts before laughing at the ending here. So Chris Hansen shows up at his...
What are you reporting?
He shows up at Greg Jackson. If I got it wrong, correct me in the comment box, but it's Onision Greg Jackson or something like that. And he shows up at his house. Waits, gets in touch with the police department, gets a hold of the 911 call, because the cops did show up. And I'm speculating, I don't know what else it could be. And unless the cops are fans and they're like, hey, by the way, here's the recording. But I'm pretty sure you could do that. You can contact them. It's all public stuff. So unless it's for investigation, I don't know. You guys know. But so he got in touch with them. He waited. And then he put this clip together where he shows up at the dude's house, knocks on the dude's house. And you could go and watch his video. I don't want to steal views from Chris Hansen, but go check out his video. But the ending here where... imagine you're on your phone with a 911 operator, or you're a 911 operator, and this YouTuber's scared like, yo, this dude is stalking me. Like, this guy, not reporter, he's a reporter, he's stalking me on the internet. He's doing interviews because there's alleged abuse, you know what I mean? So he's doing an investigation on you, not stalking, but he's at my house, and we'll get into going to a YouTuber's house in a minute. And no, I don't know why there's a gremlin on top of my screen, but I'm leaving him there. We were messing around with overlays, and me and my daughter were goofing around, and it's there now, so I'm leaving him up. Anyhow, so he's like telling the operator, bro, this stalker, there's like 6 guys out there. Whoop-de-whoop, hyping it up. A link will be in the video description to see for yourself. And then at the very end, he just goes, imagine being an operator and hearing this.
Name and all?
It's Chris Hansen.
Yo, there's no way you don't think that's a prank call. Bro, there's like, man, people, he's a stalker, He came to my house, he's yelling at me through the door, and in fact, he's just like, yo, he's announcing himself. I mean, how much of a, I don't know, I don't understand how you, I don't know, just be on the phone and be like, listen, man, I got that Chris Hansen guy here, he's knocking on my door, can you please just send some cops over to tell him to go, you know what I mean? I don't feel like coming out. Or just yell through the door like, listen, bro, no comment, get out of here, done deal. He's not going to pitch a tent, stay out there forever. He's going to wait 15 minutes and then upload this video, and then in that case, you wouldn't have been embarrassed with this ridiculous, embarrassing start to 2020 with you calling the cops recorded. That was oh man, yo, that was a 200 IQ play though. I bet you Chris Hansen thought, I hope he calls the cops, because then we could put this together, because they come together and chit chat about some shit like that. Now, yeah, imagine hearing that.
Do we know his name at all?
It's Chris Hansen.
Yo, it doesn't even seem real. It seems like a skit or like a prank. Imagine the operator. Chris, you mean, wait, Hansen versus Predators? Are you a predator, sir? Not the good kind, with dreads and biomasks. Not that kind. Shoulder cannons. Anyhow. So as far as someone showing up, apparently there's mad people, even people that I like and I appreciate their opinions or respect their opinions. Other YouTubers are like, no, showing up at a YouTuber's house, that's something YouTubers don't do. We're not, doxing and all that. I'm on the other spectrum. This isn't I disagree. This isn't just showing up at a random YouTuber's house like, yo, what's up, homie? Either with pretend beef or real beef or just to embarrass them. It's not like you're showing up to dox them and just rah, rah, rah. This is totally different. This is an investigation. This happens all the time. Reporters showing up. It's fine when it's just, some contractor who rips people off and, the reporters go. If it was, YouTubers are not special. And this is one thing I think YouTubers need to really get it through their thick skulls. We are not special. I know we work for home and security is an issue and yada, yada, yada. This is not that. This is someone who's been accused of crimes. And it's just like the contractor ripping people off. And then you get the reporter going. If you have a problem with reporters going to the personal dwelling, the private dwelling of a private individual, then why don't you try to have laws changed in your area so that doesn't happen, so reporters can't go and do that? Now, I don't think you can. I mean, I would imagine there's steps to avoid this. And yeah, security for YouTubers is important. This isn't that. Anyhow, the HANSEN versus the Predator here, the Predator he's eyed his focus on currently is someone, and again, this is someone from the Mapp family. If there's enough meat here, maybe I'll look into it and we can chit-chat. Maybe you guys don't even care, and this is as far as it goes. But from the sound of it, this is something that not only, let me word this right, this is something that not only has financial investment in this investigation, to small amount from what the person said, there's financial investment leading into this investigation, but this is also, and again, this is more than just someone who's investigating a predator. This is also a potential breaking story that no one else is following up on, that has the potential to have that click, that click ratio, the clickbait, I'm forgetting the words or not thinking of the right words. It has the potential to catch fire, in the news and blow up to a huge story depending on what they can uncover. And if they know even more, if he's in contact with the FBI, which I believe he said he has spoke with the FBI about a real in-depth investigation, which I've seen some people say like, oh, what's up with that, bro? Listen, if it turns out that the FBI is like, we didn't find anything we can prosecute, it is what it is. I mean, if it is some dude simply just waiting, one of the interviews, I believe I remember hearing, one of the victims said that they traded images, him and his wife at the time. That's even weirder too. Onision and his wife at the time. So he would use his wife to get in touch with other females, two young females, have them come over, and they would be nannies. They would just be helpers, assistants, companions. And then when they reach of age, it would get sexual. But here's the thing is, there's certain laws that predators, like Chris HANSEN mentioned one time, they don't think about. There's certain things you can do that will get you locked up just by enticing over the internet, bringing them over. So he could have clearly broken a law that they can prosecute on. But the FBI isn't going to, they're not going to investigate a month or two and then go and, shout it out. No, they're going to dig deep. If there's really something here, they will dig deep. And let's say March or April, months and months, maybe a year later, and I knew a girl back home in Pennsylvania. The cops watched her sell coke and crack for 2 years before they made a move. 2 years, just, yep, there they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, there they are. There's clientele. These people she's probably slinging heroin. These people can overdose. Doesn't matter. They're building their case for 2 years. Then they pinched her and they let her go so she would rat on people selling weed. That's a true story. So they took someone off the streets that were involved in gangs and hard drugs, and then they were like, all right, you're free now after 2 years. Just go get us some potheads. Oh, man, the war on drugs, that's a different story. Anyhow, so yeah, that's the thing with this. Have a seat with Chris HANSEN. Two things. There's financial backing to it. I'm going to look into the person sending me messages to see if they're just following this case, and some of that was speculation, because I honestly just clicked record. I didn't think, I'm going to set up this whole video. And then the other thing, there's two red flags. Not red flags, but there's 2 flags to signal something's going on. And I recommend you subscribe to Chris Hansen. I'm going to keep up with it a little bit now based on curiosity. But 2 big things, and then we'll shut this down. The financial backing leading into the investigation, and this being something potentially to get eyes on his channel. I'm sure he's seeing growth just looking at the content. I don't know what season 1 was with Have a Seat with Chris Hansen, but it ranges about 2 months ago, unless I'm missing something, and it seems to be doing pretty decent. He's getting 500,000 views, over 500,000 views, 1.5 million views, almost 1 million views. This is financial backing in this investigation. Financial investment plus the potential for this to blow up his channel, leading to future endeavors where this could be, the next decade or 2 decades of his career. Have a Seat with Chris Hansen, starting on YouTube and branching off on some kind of service that's streaming. If you don't think that's an angle, something else could come up and they could go that direction, and this could, never make it past 200K subscribers. That's fine, but if you don't think that he's hedging his bets with this Onision issue blowing up and actually getting in headlines and catching fire, listen, you're crazy. I'm going to look into some of the details and try to get myself a little source and see if there's something with meat here, because I'm telling you right now, just by looking at this a little bit, I highly think, or I feel, I'm suspect, they're going to try to turn this around on YouTube in a negative light, which go after Onision because he's a degenerate, but leave YouTube out of it unless you got some additional information. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I'm done talking. It's your turn.